All right, this is the tutorial for dividing fractions. If you were struggling with this a little bit before, or you just need a refresher on how to do this, then this lesson will help you out. So go ahead and have that tutorial form ready, and we'll put some of the steps into our notes here. All right, and let's go ahead and get these steps into your notes. So in order to divide fractions, we need to change the numbers to fraction. If it's a whole number, we put a 1 under it. If it's a mixed number, we do multiply, add, bring it to the side. Then we change the division problem into a multiply by using the reciprocal of the second fraction. Basically, we're undoing the division of the division by reciprocaling the second fraction, and it will be multiply of division instead. Step 3, we cross-reduce, very similar to multiplying, because now we've changed it to a multiply problem, so it's the same as multiplying fractions. Cross-reduce, multiply straight across. Convert if needed, if it's an improper fraction, and upside down snowman, we've got to convert it by doing bottom into top. Remainder is the numerator, and reduce if needed. So let's take a look at some examples of how this looks. Okay, we do number 1 is 5/6 divided by 3. And I drew this picture over here. Let's pretend that I have a candy bar and my little brother got a hold of it and ate a little bit of it. So I only have 5/6 of it left. And I'm going to share it. Division is sharing equally. I'm going to share it with 3 of my friends. So, the 3 of us are going to share just this amount. And we wonder how much of a full candy bar will we get. So the answer is going to be a fraction, obviously, because we're not getting a whole candy bar, are we? We're just getting a little bit of it. So we're going to find out how much we're going to get. So step 1 says, change everything to a fraction. Well, 5/6 is already a fraction, but this is not. I can very easily make him a fraction by putting a 1 under it. Now he's a fraction. Step 2, instead of having a division problem, we're going to go ahead and undo the division by using the reciprocal of the second fraction. Opposite of the second fraction flipped upside down makes this opposite of divide, which will be multiply. So it's just kind of a little magic trick we can do that works. So now we change divide to multiply, and we flip, or we do the reciprocal of the second fraction. So notice this guy was 3/1, now he's 1/3. Now that it's multiply, we use all the same steps we did when we were multiplying fractions. Cross-reduce, 6 and 1, there's nothing that goes into both of those. 5 and 3, there's nothing that goes into both of those. Next step, multiply straight across. I would do 5 times 1 is 5. And 6 times 3 is 18. Check this last step. Convert if you need to. This is a proper snowman. It's a proper fraction, so we don't need to convert him. He's just fine. But also check for reduction. Is there a number that divides evenly into both of those? There's not. So now that I know that, then I can say my final answer is 5/18. Each of myself and my 2 other friends, we're going to get 5/18 of a full candy bar if we share that 3 ways. Okay, we do number 2. We're going to go ahead and do 2/3 divided by 1/4. And as an example of how that would be used, let's say we had 2/3 of a gallon of orange juice in a pitcher, and we were going to put them into 1/4 gallon cups. So we're going to pour all of this amount into 1/4 of a gallon cups. And so we're kind of wondering how many cups, quarter gallon cups will I have? So we'll find out. So this is how we'll find out. Okay. So step 1, change everything to a fraction. That's a fraction, and that's a fraction. So I'm good with that step. Step 2, let's make this into a multiplication problem because it's easier that way by undoing multiplication by using the reciprocal of the second fraction. So we can just convert this into multiply, a little bit of math magic, by flipping that second fraction, the reciprocal. Now that that's done, it's just a multiply problem. Cross-reduce. I've got 3 and 4, nothing goes into both of those. 2 and 1, nothing other than 1 goes into both of those, so I can't cross-reduce. Multiply straight across. 2 times 4 is 8. And 3 times 1 is 3. Step 5, convert if you need to. I do. That's an improper fraction, an upside down snowman. So I convert it by doing bottom into top. remainder is the numerator. So I'm going to go 3 into 8. Let's see, 3, 6, 9's too high, so it's got to be 2. 3 times 2 is 6, with 2 left over. And so what this tells us is this will fill up 1, 2, and another quarter cup, but only 2/3 of the way full. Also make sure you double check that that fraction is reduced to its lowest form, and it is. So your answer would be that you would be able to fill up 2 and 2/3 little tumbler cups or whatever those are, whatever. And that would be the answer to that. Okay, so it's your turn. Let's have you do 2 1/4 divided by 1 1/5. Go ahead and do all the steps you need to, or as far as you can until you get an answer. Push pause so you can do that, and then push play when you think you have the correct answer, and we'll see how you do. All right, Lynn, so you have a correct answer, hopefully a correct answer now. Let's see how you did. I'm just going to go through the steps. We're going to change that to a fraction. Change everything to a fraction. Well, that's a mixed number and that's a mixed number, so I just need to do the multiply, add, bring it to the side. So 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. My denominator was 4, so it stays a 4. Then on this one, 1 times 5 is 5, plus 1 is 6. My denominator was a 5, so it stays a 5. All right, so now they're fractions. Now step 2. This is a division problem, and I want to make it a multiply problem. So I can do a little bit of math magic by doing the reciprocal of the second fraction, flip that guy on his head, and we're undoing him, so we can undo him and change him to multiply. So we've got 9/4 times 5/6. Okay, so now it's simply a multiply problem, and we're getting pretty good at that. Cross reduce. 5 and a 4, there's nothing other than 1 that's going into both of those. But on 9 and 6, 3 can go into 6 evenly, and 3 can also go into 9 evenly. So if there's a number that can go into both of them evenly, then I can cross reduce. So I can cross reduce that one. 3 fits into 6 twice and into 9 3 times. So you can only cross reduce if a number divides evenly into both of them. The same number dividing evenly into both of them. All right. So now we're on the multiply straight across. 3 times 5 is 15. And 4 times 2 is 8. And finally, step 5, convert if you need to. Yeah, that's an upside down snowman. He's an improper fraction. So I need to fix that by doing bottom into top. Remainder is the numerator. So we'll go 8 into 15. That is only going to fit once because 8 times 2 is 16 and is just slightly over. 15 subtract 8 is 7. 7 is the numerator. 8 was the denominator, stays the denominator. So your answer should be 1 and 7/8. That was the correct answer. I hope you got that. Let's try one more. Okay, this is the second you do, the second and final you do. We're doing 3 1/2 divided by 2. In a word problem form, it would be 3 pizzas and a half that I have left, and I'm going to share it with you. Just you and I, 2 people. We're going to take all 3 1/2 pizzas and share it, just the 2 of us. So how much pizza will we get? And so that's what you're going to try and figure out. You probably could do that based on the pictures, but please go ahead and go through the steps and come up with the answer. Push pause until you have an answer, and push play when you're ready to go through it. All right, so here we go through the steps. We're going to change everything to a fraction. That's a mixed number. I can change them to a fraction by doing multiply, add, bring it to the side. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. My denominator was a 2, it stays a 2. And 2 is a whole number. I can change him to a fraction by putting a 1 under him. Okay, so they are now both fractions. Now, it's divide, so I need to change it to multiply by using the reciprocal of the second fraction. A little math magic going on. 7/2 stays the same. Change to multiply by flipping the second fraction. And now I'm on cross reduce. No, nothing goes into both 1 and 2 other than 1. And nothing goes into both 7 and 2 other than 1. So I'm done with that step. Multiply straight across. 7 times 1 is 7. And 2 times 2 is 4. Final step, convert if you need to. Yes, I need to. This is an improper fraction, an upside down snowman. Big number is on top of little number. Snowman on his head. So I do bottom into top. Remainder is the numerator. So 4 into 7. It only goes once, because if I go twice, it's going to be 8, and that blows my eyebrows right off. 7 take away 4 is 3. My remainder is 3, so that's my numerator. The denominator was a 4, stays a 4. So it would be 1 3/4. Basically what we're saying is I will get 1 3/4 of a pizza. And you will get 1 3/4 of a pizza. So I'll put a different color on that so you can see it. Here we go. You get 1. Oops. 1. That's a 4th. And that's 2 fours, so that's 3/4, and you get 1. So 1 3/4 of a pizza for you too. So we were fair, and we got the same amount of pizza. 1 3/4 was the correct answer. If this is making sense to you, you feel like you've got this down now, go ahead and do the remainder of the problems on the tutorial worksheet. If you are still confused, come see me so we can practice a few more so that you can feel like you get it.